Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, July 20th, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is I honor the feeling of the feels. And as we are winding down the sign of Cancer, we want to fully allow ourselves to feel the feels. So, update from last night, speaking of feeling the feels, the house that Joe and I lived in Northern California burnt down. One of 3 structures that did not make it in that fire. So we've been feeling the feels today, and please just continue to send prayers to the family. Some of you, if you follow me, may have seen pictures of the little girls and the husky Padma and the cat Kidney, I called her Kidney, or Midnight, that all lived there, and will now have to find new homes and hopefully find the cats, because I believe the cats probably found their way through and are hiding. So, feeling the feels. And what comes with that? The song Comfortably Numb popped into my head, and I think so many of us a lot of times will even just call to that energy, like, oh, I just want to feel comfortably numb, and yet we are not here for that. And Cancer season, as well as Scorpio and Pisces, will remind us that comfortably numb is not where it's at, and in fact we are meant to feel the feels, which means this part and also this part. So just keep that in mind as we finish up Cancer over the next few days. So today we're also finishing up Moon in Aries, and the Moon in Aries is going out in a T-square formation with the Sun and Pluto. So as of this evening, as of July 19th, we have that Sun and Pluto opposition happening exactly. It's at 6:38 p.m. Pacific time. So very soon to the recording of this. And then tomorrow, the moon coming through is going to just activate this, pull on this just a little more. Moon in Aries can be reactive again. So just be aware, especially in the morning, early in the morning when the moon squares Pluto. That's going to be 6:20 a.m. Pacific time, and then squares the sun at 7:19 a.m. That Pluto feeling is still with us, facing our fears, facing sadness, facing discomfort, facing where we feel powerless, and yet Pluto is reminding us, stand in our power. Moon in Aries is reminding you who you are is not only okay, it's so important. And then Cancer is like, and go on and feel it all. If you watch Bravo at all, Bethany has mentioned it all. Little cat naughtiness happening behind me. Aw, wolf creature. Always makes things better. So on Bravo, Bethany's like, mention it all. Cancer's like, nope, just feel it all. That's all. That's all. I just realized I didn't even pull cards. So distracted by all these things. So after that, we're going to have a little void moon time. And in this void moon, it's just this really strong call to nurture. We do have the Sun and Ceres still hanging out together, and I think they will be for the next few days as the Sun finishes up in Cancer. And so Ceres, again, how are you called to mother yourself? This is so important because Leo brings in the inner child. We have the Sun moving into Leo on Friday, but it's so good to be prepared with an inner parent. So a lot of us are so familiar with the inner child, but with the Sun and Ceres coming in, what's the status of your inner parent? What's the status of your inner mother? Are you listening to yourself? Are you hearing yourself? Are you offering compassion? Are you offering presence for yourself, for your inner child? Whatever you may need, whatever you may have needed as a child, chances are your inner self needs that now. Your not even inner self, your self needs that now. So showing up in that way can be very nurturing, can be very healing, and very supportive for the Leo energy coming in. So just keep that in mind, seeing where you can show up, nurture yourself, whether it's food and basic needs or emotional needs that you have right now. Stopping and being present and offering that to yourself, game changer. So after that, we have the moon shifting into Taurus, 11:23 a.m. Pacific time. The moon in Taurus will square Mercury in Leo, and have a little sextile with Venus energy. So, moon in Taurus, having us again lean, but beyond being your own inner parent, speaking of parental energy, moon in Taurus, leaning into Mother Earth, feeling the support of Mother Earth, Earth, letting that energy support you. My inner child's coming out too. Letting that energy support you, recognizing. Oh, I've been working through this today. You know, nature has a plan. I believe nature and the universe are so deeply entwined in a way that we can be with the universe, but we've forgotten ourselves as being nature. So when we connect to nature, when we connect to the earth, we start to return to that energy and we re-entwine with spirit. And so the thing about nature, like the fire that just happened, there's this plan, there's thing unfolding. It just goes through being itself, and we're encouraged to do the same. And so with the moon in Taurus, it's trusting the flow of these things, even when it can be a challenge, even when it is hurtful. I actually have my little heart stone back there that I found here in Arkansas that reminds me nature is here supporting us. But part of that is helping us get back in tune with nature. So with this moon in Taurus, we do want to connect with that. Now, our ego may not like that. And so we have that square with Mercury in Leo. And it's like, I don't know how I feel about this. If you find yourself in that place, fall back into your heart, because that's probably showing like, there's some ego things coming up. We always think we know better, right? But do we? I don't know if we have enough information ever to truly know better. What even is knowing better? I think the only knowing better is like soul alignment, truly. So anyway, we have some of that coming up with that square. But again, leaning into nature is your path here. Now again, I am feeling very rebellious to nature in the moment. It is over 100 here, and I don't like these hot temperatures. And yet, there's an unfolding that's happening. So, how do we work with this energy instead of pushing against it so much? Speaking of working with that, we have the moon and Venus. Venus moving through Cancer. Venus moving through Cancer is going to hold down these feels for us for a while. This feels like nature therapy is needed. This combination of moon and Taurus connecting to Venus and Cancer. So if you are feeling the feels coming up, even if you can only bear being 5 minutes outside, which is about the amount I can handle. I go out there, water my plants that are so thirsty that I can hear them being like, hello, miss, like, you planted us, take care of us. Even if that's the only time that you can offer, go get yourself some nature therapy in the evening. I can also offer a little bit of wolf and a little bit of mahalo support right now. So for your nature therapy. But that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling with that. There may be some worth stuff that comes up with that. And again, getting back to nature therapy, like the cactus knows their worth. The palm tree knows their worth. The oak tree knows their worth. All different, but all here doing something, even if we don't quite know, like, what is the cactus doing? What is Mahalo's tail doing, knocking over my essential oils? What is happening, right? Get a little of that nature therapy, especially if those worth issues start surfacing. Speaking of nature energy, we've got the slowing down card, definitely moon in Taurus energy, as well as ripeness. Now the ripeness card is in reverse. This slowdown, moon in Taurus, definitely can bring a little slowdown. Uranus in Taurus, squaring Saturn, North Node currently in Taurus. All of this is like slow and steady, slow and steady. I think another word for slow and steady is intentional. Being very intentional in your forward momentum at this time. And part of that intentionality being to be as nature, to be as your nature self, your natural self, your soul self, right? So tuning into that energy, being aware of the projections. Now the projections may just be energy forms right now. All these feels that we're feeling, everybody's feeling them. We're finishing up Sun in Cancer. So being very aware of that, even in your intentionality. What is that line? Like, walk as if your feet touching the earth are like prayers, or prayers are your feet touching the earth. Something along those lines. But I'm feeling that in this energy. And even let your feels be a prayer in and through this energy. Two final cards. We got a little unknown going on. We have the nothingness and possibilities. Both these cards are pretty good. And along with the other cards, beyond the projections, there's a lot of good. So there may be some beautiful potentiality coming through. Maybe our tears are watering our manifestation gardens, right? So just keep that in mind as we move through these final days of Sun in Cancer. Leaving that here longer than I thought it was going to be. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.